I know the relationship and all that. What did you do afterwards? Like, did you go to the family court and try to put him on child support? Because I'm not aware of how that happened.
Yeah, so there's not a lot that I can really talk about with
I know,
like, the
'cause
legal
legal
matter.
stuff.
Yeah, but
Oh, so it's legal shit going on?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, and what I will say is that like the $200K a month, like I honestly
See, that's the problem. That's the niggas like, what?
Somebody made that. Oh my god, like I saw it on Twitter, I think, and when I saw it, I started laughing because I'm like, who the fuck made this? I like whoever made that, please DM me because we need to have a conversation. Where did these numbers come from, and why did you do that? I was flattered that people thought my pussy was worth $200,000 a month, but you know, it was like,
or the baby.
It ain't the pussy. It's the
baby,
but,
right?
no,
How much?
No, but it's the baby. It's the pussy the baby came out of.
Right.
Okay, let's be clear. Not who had a story about who has had a story like that made up about them. That's my point of why I said it. Of course, I'm saying it in a joking manner. God, because everyone takes everything out of context.
Was
online.
is it like 1% of that?
What?
200,000.
I can't talk about
right?
anything.
Because
Yeah.
I heard it was so
we
much
heard-
dramatically
we heard-
lower
we
that.
heard
And
something else.
somebody broke it
Yeah.
down for me, basically, who I believe would know, and they said, in this state, it's going to be more like this, and it was a very, very
It's
normal
like I said,
number.
it's the child's needs. This is not alimony.
Man, that's why I
But-
asked if the
go
nigga
ahead.
see his child. Or do we get to see his child?
Like I
all the
said, we
time?
split time.
I don't like women that put niggas on child support or take niggas to court when they in their child's life and they doing for their child, because that shit just don't even matter. And all that splitting and all that shit, y'all can do that shit on your own time just like you doing now. You don't need no fucking court.
And that's
Okay,
why
do
I
you
was
have- do you have
asking.
a
why,
child?
that's probably why niggas is saying free PJ now that I'm
Yep.
sitting
Do
here.
you have a child?
You got 4 of them.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
crazy.
so let's step out of your reality, okay, and just look at the world in a broader sense. So not everything can be.
Just say I don't know the story. I don't know the story.
That's how, yeah.
Okay, so again, there's nothing wrong. Child support is a man taking financial responsibility of his child. That's
so you feel like
let
he's not gonna do
okay,
that?
Okay. Again, this is not a monologue. I let you talk. You let me talk.
Okay, come on.
You don't have to rush me. I was talking, but you interrupted me.
No, go ahead.
So I give you that respect. You give me the same.
I got
okay?
you.
So
Boss.
it's not about, you don't think he'll do that. There are some situations that are not harmonious, and it does take a third party to find that happy medium. So I would love to.
Sorry.
What about harmonious?
Yeah,
One of
it's
our employees,
yeah,
his
I don't
YouTube
know,
channel
yeah.
is called Harmonious Man.
I was like,
I thought AD was going to get the joke right away. He didn't get it.
I'm like, what the fuck?
So it's not a punishment. It is if somebody is not, if it's not amicable, if it's not peaceful, there sometimes has to be a third party
Is he
brought
taking
in.
care of his child with or without you texting him saying anything? You know what I'm saying? Is he taking care of all the needs of the child? Yes or no?
Honestly, I kind of want to just keep that between him and I, because there are some things that we were going through in the early months that people had no idea about, and I just have no desire to put him out and do all that. Like, I don't really want to talk about that. Like, we're on the straight and narrow now, and we're on the same page, but we have had to have some additional help.
Let me ask you this: did you ever tell him that you would never put him on child support if things didn't work out?
I never said that.
Okay, well then it is, because I mean, dealing with situations myself and my homeboys and stuff too. You had women that say no matter if we work out or not, you won't have to pay anything, and then it's like you guys break up. Then it's like
I'm taking you to
Just
court.
kidding.
yeah. I mean that's what it is.
Here's the court papers.
I'm going through the shit right now. It's like, wait a minute, I do everything for my child. Now is you got to give me this much. You got to do this. So it's like,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to see how you handle the situation. Did you guys break up and you was like, nigga, I'm going to court? Did you pop up at family court? Who initiated that? Did you go? And you know what I'm saying? Because the narrative, what it looks like, right? And it goes back to everything that I said you painted for yourself. You say, hey, you could trap an athlete this way. You know what I'm saying? That they bring that up. Then it says, hey, she's with this guy. It doesn't matter why they broke up. You know what I'm saying? Now she's so-called getting $200,000, and now she's going to the games and she's doing this. She's looking for her next prey. That's what the timeline is, and that's what they're trying to paint for you. So I'm trying to ask, like, what did you do when y'all broke up? What was the protocol? What did you tell this man? You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, like, we're on the straight and narrow now.
She like, I ain't saying shit, nigga. I need my money and I need it now.
Okay, this doesn't need to be this is not like, oh, let's not talk about anything like previous in your life, but my sense of things is like, you've kind of had the narrative written about you for the past few months, and you doing these interviews and stuff is your attempt to change the narrative, put more of your real self out there. I feel like that's your biggest problem, is that by you not being out there and people not getting to consistently see who you are as a person, you're kind of like letting people write the narrative for you. So now you're talking about the podcast, stuff like that. Like, from your perspective, what is the strategy of being Brittany Renner at this point? Because I feel like there definitely needs to be some narrative shifting, which you've obviously been working on, but I think it's an interesting problem, because I still think like you could be a big ass podcast host. You could have a huge fucking $1 million podcast deal probably next week if you really wanted to. So I know all this stuff's kind of on the
Adam
table
gonna try to
for
sign
you.
you after this. That's all he's saying.
I mean, that's
She's
why I
made it
asked.
clear. She's not, she doesn't do
Adam
the
was
kind of
like-
work that I do, friend.
But that's why
the
I asked-
Britney show
that's why I
started
asked
next
about
week.
Oh, I
soccer.
thought you were talking about the OnlyFans. All right.
That's
go
why I
ahead.
asked about soccer. I'm like, well, what you doing with soccer, motherfucker? I want to see what's going on. My kid might want to do that shit too.
Yeah.
Shit, I heard you was real good. And then tell him about it.
Yeah.
Shit.
In my
Fuck
glory
soccer.
days. Damn.
This ain't Europe.
Don't do that. They'll kill us.
I think, I have kind of, the first time in my life, I've written down short term, long term, what I would like to own, what would I like to do, what would I want to sell, what is my message, what am I about, where do I want to take this, where do I want to be at 60 years old? So I've had, over the last couple months, I've had to really start reflecting and dig down deep, because once you write it down, it's already en route. So I think I am kind of trying to find my way. I don't have all the answers. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm giving my best. And I know that as long as I stay aligned with all of those things I wrote down, it's going to come to me, because I'm going to be working towards that. Now I have intention, because before I'm just on social media making my money, not thinking like I've gotten a lot of money and I've blown a lot of money. So where am I at now? So I think now for me, it's more about, what is your intention? What do you want to leave behind? What do you want to do?
One thing you said in the Kevin Samuels one, I think you said, I've been lucky enough to build a platform and get all this attention, et cetera, from just being young and beautiful. And now I'm thinking, like, what am I going to build for myself that is going to last for the rest of my life? Which is, I think, the most honest thing you could really say. And any girl who's making a living off of her body or her looks should probably have
Start
that in their
thinking
mind.
about that stuff.
I'm going to be 40 one day. How am I still going to pay the bills then? And,
Right.
and what am I going to build for myself that will last till then? That's a smart way to think.
Did you
Yeah.
ever go over that in your household when you was young with your grandparents?
Go
Like
over
financial goals and goals, things you have to write down towards what you want in the next 10 years or 5 years and shit like that.
My family was poor, so I'm I would say the first person in my family to really see the type of money that I've seen. So
you
I've
got
been
something in common
breaking.
with us.
Yeah. So
All of us
so-
on the table.
Everybody at this table.
Yeah, so I feel like I wish I would have known more about taxes and businesses and trademarking, and really I wish I had more of a corporate background, so I would have known how to navigate the social media space. But I also never thought when I joined Instagram in 2012 that almost 10 years later I'm still gonna be making money on social. I didn't know social media was even gonna last. I didn't know people would still care in 10 years. So
Well, I'll look at you twerking if you're talking about taxes while you twerking and
That's
talking
smart.
about that shit. Like, do that shit. Talk
Yeah.
about some financial
But
shit.
yeah, so-
That would be
Switch
easy.
it up.
That's easy. You could have OnlyFans and make $200K a month from twerking talking
Yeah.
about taxes.
Yeah.
It's
But
kind of,
that's-
I feel like that's low hanging fruit, you know?
Yeah, but no, I mean, there's a lot of information that I've gotten along the journey, and I cannot change that. Like, I wasn't born into money. I've had to really figure this shit out myself. Like I said, I'm a small town girl from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Like, I didn't know that I'm gonna be sitting here on no jumper almost 10 years later. I have to be on Instagram and being so honest and just saying like, hey, you guys. You would think that I would have it all together. I should have all of this money. I should have houses and cars and all these things. And I'm finally asking myself now at 29, where do I want to be when I'm 60? Because I haven't been thinking about this. I just haven't, because I've just been on the roller coaster ride, baby. It don't end.
And
I
I
just
think
felt-
that. Go ahead.
And I just feel like, girls like you or whatever, girls that meet basketball players and date rappers and superstars like that, don't think about that, you know what I'm saying? Because they worried about that nigga shit and he gonna take care of me, he gonna do that, and I'm gonna be set up.
No, right. And then what happens is when he wants to put you out of the house, you got to get the fuck out.
That's when you realize.
That's why you should, I will never put myself in a situation where I am financially dependent. I felt like during that relationship when I was pregnant, he allowed me to just be like, you don't have to work, kick your feet up, just you and the baby just bake.
You want that at that time.
Yeah, so it's like that was the first time in my life that I was able to just like sit down and not work and not be obsessing about, I gotta post on Instagram, I gotta do my hair, I gotta do a wig, it's just, that was my first time. And it was like, looking back, I probably should have kept working, but I just wanted to rest. Like I had just been on this table twerking for a long time. I want to sit down. I want some normalcy. So yeah, I think that's where a lot of girls fuck up, is that we relinquish all independence and we put all our eggs in our basket with a man. But it's like when that man wakes up and he don't love you the next morning, where are you gonna go?
Are you friends with Danny Lay?
I'm not friends with her, but I like her.
What would be your thoughts, or what would you say to her, having, I assume, watched the videos that came out this morning and everything, and it seems like it sort of mirrors your situation at least a little bit.
It was very triggering.
Yeah,
I was
very similar, actually.
Triggered. I was like, "Ooh, girl, I would say it's really sad, because when men don't get their way, a lot of times they resort to trying to embarrass you. And calling her a side chick and obviously trying to just hit below the belt when clearly, like, whatever. I don't know their whole situation. I hate like speaking on other people's stuff, but I will say that I think I tweeted today something like, if you decide to have a baby with someone, married or not, you have to accept whatever comes behind it. And we're not always gonna get it right. And it's a journey. Like, there's some bumps in the road. Any person who has a baby mama, baby daddy, this shit is not easy, because you're dealing with a lot of emotion, a lot of feelings. You have a kid that your whole life has changed, and sometimes the other person still wants to be with you, and it complicates things, and now you're withholding your child, using them as a pawn. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. And I feel like too, men, I don't want to say men can trap women, but women, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of guys who's like, they want to have a baby with you because they want that forever tie to you. So there's a lot of and vice versa with women as well. Oh, I want a forever tie to him. I love him. He makes my life better. He has a lot going on. So I just think with her situation is, man, stay strong, and nobody wins when the family feuds. Like, it's tough though. It's gonna take time to really heal that relationship and be able to co-parent harmoniously. It's like I said, we're finally harmoniously.
Keep shouting them out, baby.
And like I said, like, I know I have a lot of male friends in my life that have the baby mama drama, and they provide for their kids, still don't get to see them. And it's like, I want my son to have what I never had, which was a dad. So that's why it is hurtful when certain things are said, but I'm like, no, I know my heart. You know what I mean? I know what I want for my son. And my son, he has a bunch of people who love him. I would never take that away. So I think with the Danny Lay and the baby situation, like, that was just really disrespectful what he did. I feel like you don't air out your family business. You keep that in-house. But sometimes it happens that way because people don't know how to articulate their emotions.
And this is just the one chunk of them beefing that we get to see, because who knows how much bullshit they've been through. Not even just that night or that day, but like the whole year, or how many years they've been fucking with each other. I mean, yeah.